Hello guys, here we are, first video of the channel on the Range Rover. So this Range Rover has been in the workshop for 2 years because the client was just driving on the highway and basically the engine failed. I mean, he didn't lose that much power, but he went to the workshop and the workshop just said like, well, there are 2 missing cylinders without any compression. So, well, we're gonna validate it. So it's been 2 years, like outside. I just put some camera into the cylinders. It's not looking very good, to be honest. But I would say that this engine doesn't need replacement. And an engine replacement for the workshop, guess how much? 18K. So with my analysis, basically what's happening right now is I can rotate the engine here, but I have like a hot point. Now clockwise, I have another. I cannot, it's not possible. So I suspect that on those Range Rover 3 SDV6, 3-liter SDV6, there is the chain of the camshaft that broke. So we're gonna remove the head gasket, I think, and we're gonna figure that out.
Look at this piston, look at the cylinder, beautiful. You can see some dark matter. We are here on cylinder 3, the worst of the worst. This dark matter, it seems like it's melted aluminum from the piston, which would indicate like a failure of an injector. Now I'm rotating, you can see the piston moving, rotating the engine clockwise and also anti-clockwise, which basically is making the same translation of the piston, because it's at its lower point. But yeah, it's completely blocked because of this corrosion and this dark matter that we don't know the source right now.
So we are about to remove the head, the plastic head, the valve cover. Just one thing is to access those bolts of the valve cover, you need to remove the common rail, very important, otherwise it's not possible to remove the valve cover. To do so on some models, on this model I didn't have to remove the EGR, the EGR cooler. So in other models, here you need to remove like some bolt of 8 in order to get some freedom and be able to access the bolts of the common rail, which are 10. So yeah, and also you of course have to remove this, the pipes, remove some screws that hold the pipe, because otherwise it's going to be hell to remove the valve cover. So everything here is a bit complicated, to be honest. I've done it, so but if it's your first trial, you will struggle. Well, to be honest, everything looks pretty clean. Everything looks clean.
Here we are back in the shop. So a few days ago I removed the valve cover to see that everything was good. I really hoped that it was just a tiny thing that was broken, so it would be not an easy job, but way easier than what it is right now. And as you've seen on the videos, we have a piston that melted. So now it's a completely different work. The gearbox is huge. It's huge, like it's half the length of the vehicle. So without the lift, it's very hard, extremely hard. What I wanted to do basically is to lift only the engine, put it off from the gearbox, but the engine is not turning, which means I cannot remove the screws of the converter in the in the gearbox easily. So one could say, yeah, you can remove like the engine anyway, the converter is gonna stay in the engine, but man, I think I'm gonna destroy some stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to unblock the engine. So I will have to remove the head gasket to remove like the aluminum that is stuck on the cylinders, and well, that's it. That's the first step to really unlock this engine, so that after I can remove all the screws of the gearbox of the converter and remove properly the engine without damaging the gearbox. So, well, this in Spanish we say it's a rollo. It's a rollo, like it's a mess. Right now it's a mess. So what I'm gonna do to get more space anyway, I will need to do this. I'm gonna remove all the front, and then I will remove the head gasket on the left part, so the passenger side. I just bought myself a nice seat, very comfortable. So now you've seen that some work has been done. I removed like all the front, the radiators, stuff like this.
Here we are on the head gasket. I just have to remove those head bolts. So it's a bit complicated to be honest. Inside the vehicle, very complicated. I had to remove the AGR van, as you've seen. I had access to the bolts of the collector. Yeah, and I removed like the starter, some stuff here, all the electric cables here. Lots of plays have been done here to properly get the job done. And now, let's do it.
In the end, after removing the head gasket, I just found out that I thought it was a piston that melted, but it was just corrosion in the end. So nothing happened, but the engine is still seized. And now, instead of removing the other cylinder head, I just choose to remove everything, including the subframe, the gearbox, and the engine.
So we found the problem. So it was like this. Look at this. Magnificent, tremendous. It says tremendous. And then, hallelujah. So we found the problem. We for sure found the problem. I had never seen like a head gasket like this. Never. Like really pierced. Here it is. The cylinder head is removed. You can clearly see that we have a head gasket that was not good. It was good here, but you can see here like the traces of exhaust going into the both cylinders. So we had lots of compression lost here. However, here you have a lot of corrosion and I need to remove, because right now the engine is still blocked. I don't know by which cylinder, but I think it might be this one and probably this one, or more of this one. Look at this, horrible. So I will have to hone it. My best friend ChatGPT just told me to put acetone, 50% acetone and 50% of gearbox oil into the corrosion. So we'll do this. let it hone a bit, let it tack. Well, there it is. But it's mainly on those cylinders here, and the one there, here, and a lot there. Okay, let's finish this. Now I wait a bit. Here, well, for 5 minutes, it stayed still, like the liquid inside. What I did is I did some shock, like this, tack, tack, tack. Again, it's good. It's hard to do with one hand. Like this, to unblock a bit the corrosion, but I don't want to push it too much, so I'm gonna put this to its bottom part, this piston to this bottom part, and I'm gonna hone it. And this is the tool from Amazon, and I'm just gonna boop boop. I'm gonna put lots of DW40. Look at this. All right, let's do it now. Here we are. Put it inside. It's very gentle. Let's see. Well, not bad. Let's keep on going. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Not bad, not bad. I mean, it has marks now that are more. Well, I'm gonna do this another way. It's better. I would say it's better. There is still some, but I can tell you it's better. Now let's do it in the other. And I get back to you. The honing was pretty good. What I've done is I adjusted like the very corrosion thickness with some paper, 600 grit paper. Well, I know it's not perfect, but again, I'm not sure this block is salvageable. We'll see. Look at this. It's turning good now. It's turning very good. No problem. It's very good. Now that the engine is turning, I am able to remove the gearbox without having to flush all of its oil, because the converter is still on the engine. Now I can turn it, I can remove the bolts, and here we go. Let's do it. Here we are under, so here is normally the starter. I'm gonna remove this little stuff here. Like this little stuff. Back, if it goes, I guess. And then I will be able to get to those bolts. As you can see, best setup ever. So on this engine, I mean, there are some supports, but they're not easy to pick. It's not like a hook that you can lift the engine with it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the supports, those two supports here. I'm gonna add two cables here to move it and parameter the angle, so that
I can put it to my other support and work way better, but now I'm tired. After all this gearbox and all this lifting. Whew. So, I'll just have to do this. There, okay. Here we are, guys. We have this. Don't look at the mess. No, don't look, don't look. We have the engine here. Was complicated now. So now what I want to do is strip the bottom to see any possible damage on this on the crankshaft, and maybe today, I'm not sure if I have the energy, but the pistons, yeah, well, we'll see after. Oh, oof. That weighs like, I don't know, 20 kilograms, I think. Support. So we're gonna go to the gym today. We're going to the gym. Well, this stuff, I guess it's like, I don't know. Look at this. Don't watch, it's a mess, I know. But well, this block is now out, ready to go to rectificador. I'm there seated with my buddy, the bloque, and I think it's gonna wrap up the video. Yeah, I mean, this is one part. This is one part of this video, and I think it's gonna be another part to put it back together.